Well, just got myself set up to fish the open at Ivy House today. I came with the full intention of fishing for silvers. Then I went and drew peg 45 on Kingfisher, and I will set a skimmer line up, but I don't think it's going to be something I end up fishing, to be honest, all day. I'll have a little go on it, but there's a lot of carp. If you can see, there's a lot of carp mooching around. So I'll end up setting up a couple of shadow rigs, an edge rig. Last match on this peg. Can't really see from where I'm standing, but I'll try and move the camera a little bit. But just down on my edge here on the right, quite a few fish were caught, so I've set up that line. But I plan to fish, literally I'm going to fish 13 metres most of the day. I'm not going to keep shipping 16 metres backwards and forwards. I can see fish out there. I'm going to try and nick a few dobbing, or just flipping a shallow rig on them, and loose feeding some casters. I was going to fish just casters, but I've switched now to some pellets, some corn for down the edge, some dead maggots, some micros, and I've got our Bream multi-match, which I have full intentions of using on the match lake just to fish for skimmers all day and just for a change. But I can't really ignore the carp here, so I'll sign off for a minute. Just about 5 minutes to the all in. I'm going to get sorted out a little bit and have a little chat again. I'll try and video a little bit of fishing today if I can, without the tripod falling over or me clappering it with my landing net handle. Positioning wise, I hope that's going to be all right. We'll see. I'll try. Say first attempt. Right, I'll speak to you all in a bit. I'll sign off now. Well, that's the all in. I'm going to start off cupping in some balls, but before I do that, they've gone. There was 2 carp just sitting down the edge there. But I'm going to start off cupping in some balls at 13 metres. We're up on my 30-metre joint in line with my marker, which is some rushes there. Come back a little bit. This one. Two. Make sure your rollers are nice. That's a little bit off actually. And on my marker on the rushes, there's a carp underneath my pole cup. That's 2. That's 3, or nearly 3. Going to do 1 for luck. We're going to do a loose. 1 more. Another carp swimming on my short line, just below the surface. That's 4 balls. I reckon I could have probably dogged 2 carp by now, but there we go. I'm going to do 1 loose. Over the top. And just and let that settle a bit. I'm going to just quickly try going out on my shallow rig. I'm going to try 4mm pellets just to start with. Put a little bit of corn down there, a few micros, just to let them know I'm here. That looks very close, and I really fancy catching there. So I'm just going to go out without feeding anything first. Going to slap my rig over just quickly. 1, 2, and just see if we can nick one. There's a few swimming about out there, and I'm going to loose feed some casters. In a little while, but I'm just want to try this pellet. I've put my sunnies on. I think I'm missing out on a few fish below the surface that I can't see that are there. Sometimes they're little buggers because they'll trick you, and you don't think they're there, and they're there. Oh, missed a little dink then. Just gonna get cap out, and there we go. That is one without feeding. That's I did have a funny feeling that it was going to be a carp day, and started off a little bit light. Might have to go a bit heavier. Might have to go and get another net at this rate, because say this rate I haven't just started, but I've got one for skimmers, so it only gives me 3 carp nets. So it all depends on how I go. This is on my 8 to 10 0 ball elastic. So there's give it £2. Give that a click. And do the same again. This time I'm going to try 6mm. Just might make a bit more of a splash as it goes in. As I say, that's not fed anything yet, so we'll try that again. No point in doing anything different, as that worked. Onto my 30-metre marker. Give that a couple of slaps. I usually fish a short for when I'm doing this sort of fishing, but I came today with the intentions, thinking we were going to be on the Match Lake, so my plan was to fish for silvers all day, hence casters and some maggots. I had to switch to pellets just because it's pointless fishing a match and doing the wrong thing. And we'll see what happens. So that was a quick fish. Normally everybody starts on this lake straight across 16 metres. Trouble is, it's quite deep across, and you go out and you start feeding, and and it gets a bit windy, and then you can't hold your pole quite properly, and it just becomes hard work. You end up foul looking fish. I'd rather fish comfortably. Just see a fish there. I'm just going to try and dob it. I swam away from that, but you never know, there's still one there. And I swam away from that. So that sort of tells you that even though they're below the surface, not necessarily want to feed. So we'll carry on doing what we're doing. I'm going to start feeding a few casters now. Just make a little bit of noise. There's a lot of fish about, so I lie. I'm going to feed some pellets there, and I'm going to feed casters over my ground bait line. It's a little bit short, not a good start. It's better. So we'll just see if we get any indications from putting a few pellets in. And there's a little group of carp just to my left. Let's see what happens. At the moment, oh, missed that one. That was schoolboy error. Going again. When one had a little go at it. Now I can see some carp just past where I'm feeding. So I don't want to start chasing them about just yet. I will do if I have to, but I think sometimes it's better for them to come to you rather than you chasing them about everywhere. I'm going to get me eye in. I've also caught well here, just where you feed your shallow line and then go on the deck. Can't really see who's catching what to my left. Terrible bit of feeding again. Keep plodding for a bit. Put a slightly longer line on, just trying not to be right over their hedge. Now I'm going to ping a few casters over the ground bait line. Seems a bit excessive, I know, with having two lines, but it's amazing on here. Sometimes pellets will work, sometimes casters will work, so trying to edge me bets as early as possible, see what's best, and then concentrate on one or the other. Just going to keep feeding, see what happens. My shallow rig is a Ian Everett 0.2 inline carbon stem diver, and my long line on the deck is a 0.3 Ian Everett F1 Slim carbon stem with quite a high bulk and a sort of slow, basically a bunch of 9s, and then 10 and an 11 just for a slower full, and the final full. Now I've got a shadow going across where I'm flicking my rig, which I don't like, so we'll put the pole in a different position so it's away from where my float is. So I've got no other indications. So I'll come off this in a bit if I don't get any more fish. Keep pinging a few casters over there. That was absolutely terrible. That's better. Let's feed it properly instead of buggering about. Excuse my French. Right, I've had no other signs over that line at the moment. We do tend to catch in fits and starts here. As I say, I can go to 16 if I need to. This is 13 at the moment. Just fishing on the joint as a marker. And we're just going to go to 14. I'll just snap it just in case they hang back a bit. Mickey O'Brien up there has had a couple as well by the looks of it. Remember to feed a bit shorter from where I'm fishing. And let's drop back a bit now to my line, my marker. What's telling me now is that the wind's changed a bit and I can't see a fish anywhere. So they're obviously backing away from the feed. I might have to change doing what I'm doing, put a cap on, just try going on the deck. So still no signs, so I'm going to come in and I am going to now put this back on the my hooker. And I've got a little light, can't find it. Alright, give me a real thing to put it down somewhere I can't find it. Ah, there we go, staring me in the face. Right, this is a little 4B10. I'm going to try banded caster on this. And banded caster. A little strung rig. Just fish through the water a little bit deeper. And just going to go over my ground bait line on this. I'm going to slap it. I'm just going to put it out and just hold it tight and feed a few casters. Oh, terrible again. Better. Always feed twice. That wind's a little bit cheeky. See some more carp swimming through again. They seem to be shoaled up tight. And the wind's now pushing towards the far bank. Let's probably push the fish over. Little sign then. It's awkward to feed when that wind comes in the way it is. Trying to keep it in the same place. It's a little bit awkward. I'm telling myself off here because that was awful. But the first thing I probably looked to be a roach doing this. But you have to sort of go through it sometimes because all of a sudden this carp just turn up. Missed the bite. Normally when you're fishing like this they just take the elastic out. And the other thing is obviously working out the depth they want to be at. I can adjust my shot if I need to get a slightly slower fall. You really want to try and find the depth they're feeding at, and then you'll just get proper bites. Sure, a couple of carp then, right below the surface. See some big fish right tight over underneath the tree over there. As I say, I know what'll happen if I go chasing after them. They'll just disappear completely. They keep. Let's try that a bit more. If I don't get one on this rig, I might try the even shallower rig and go from there. We'll sign off in a minute, save a bit of battery power, and then come back. Something good starts happening. It's early days yet. And that was a bite. Few pellets over there. That was a little bit further than I'd like. Wind's a bit awkward now, doesn't probably look it, but it is. Rig's moving around a bit too much for my liking. And bow wave there. Definitely being a bit cagey. Oh, that was a stickleback hanging on the end. And that shadow's coming right across again now. I hate having a big shadow going across the water from your pole. Not much you can do about it, unfortunately. Oh, right. I'll just fire up one then. That tells me I might have to go a bit shallower on that line, so I'll try the other rig again. But we'll have one more go on this, looking at that. I'm gonna come off this now and just save a bit of battery power for a bit later on when something does start happening. One more go on camera and then we'll come off, come back on when oh, I can hear somebody shouting over there. It's early days yet, as I say. It's got to sort of work out a little bit what's going on and change accordingly. I have to go 16. I will. I don't want to. If I'm honest, it's nice and comfortable fishing this distance. Getting older now, you know, 16 metres for 5.5 hours is hard work. I mean, a lot of fishing over the ground bait now, so obviously a few skimmers. This can be a good skimmer peg. I did say originally I was going to just fish for silvers, but when I drew here and saw the carp, it was like, you know, I've got to have a go. But I'll see if I don't catch much looking for carp. I will get my head down and just go for skimmers for about 3 hours, and then I will. There's one. I will have a go short. So I had to wait a bit, but it just shows you that I think when I start feeding a bit more, I might start catching a bit. So I've got a clue who's catching what. It's one of the better carp pegs. The pegs to my right on the bend, they're the pegs that everybody likes to draw. But there we go. It's nicely hooked. I'll give that £2 as well. What's that? £4 in 25 minutes. So I'm going to sign off for a little while and I'll come back in a little while. Bye for now.